Everybody likes to think they have like super high pain tolerance. You know that about men? It's fun. Men always like to think, oh man, I got fucking crazy pain tolerance.
Yeah. Meanwhile, don't women have a much higher?
Much higher. You know what's the highest? Redheaded women.
Oh, that explains a lot. I don't know.
This is up for debate, but I sent Jamie something recently. Do you remember that thing I sent you? So we were talking about it on the podcast multiple times because I had read that they had a higher pain threshold. I'm like, that's weird. I wonder why. Well, because everybody's been fucking with gingers forever. They've been beating their ass. They're like an MMA guy who's got 2 older brothers. You know, they can take it. The scariest MMA fighters have older brothers who used to beat them up because they're ready to fucking throw down all the time. Like the scariest guys or an abusive stepdad, those two.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a scary guy. Or abusive father. The guys that I know that are the fucking scariest, they had abusive dads. They had people that beat them up when they were young. And they just get fucking used to going, just ready to go. They don't have a fear of going. They want to go. They want to go all the time. Let's fucking go. Like they've just been, that's the only way to survive. If you're a kid and you have a brother who's 4 years old and your dad is a raging alcoholic and he beats your mom in front of you and your brother beats your ass too, like, fuck, man, you better be hard or you're not going to make it. There's no pillow to cry into, man. You got to fight your brother. He's 4 years older than you. He might knock you out today. He knocked you out last week. He laughs at you when you're on your back.
Yeah. I mean, not to return to the topic, but Genghis Khan murdered his older brother because he was picking on him.
Because he stole his fish. Yeah, he said, fuck you. Shot him with a bow and arrow. The mom freaked out.
Yeah.
Called him a monster.
Yeah.
She was right. Well, also, you learn how to kill your brother when you're, what was he, 6? Wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Like
gets married at 9.
Yeah, you're getting off on the wrong foot.
And conquers an empire at 16.
But they didn't expect you to live past 30. If you got to 30, you were an old fuck back then.
Meanwhile, he lived like into his 60s.
Yeah, he lived really long, and he was consulting with monks because he was trying to figure out how to live longer, how to live forever. He was like, he felt the iron ebbing from his blood. And he felt the body weaken. And he wanted to today he'd be on TRT. He'd be fucking great.
Meanwhile,
ass.
His kids are kind of disappointing. I mean, this
of course.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, show me a man who's a great man, who's the son of a great man.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's a hard road. I mean, you have to have a very exceptional father who recognizes the requirements that this kid is going to go through if you're fucking Genghis Khan's son. And meanwhile, you're also running an empire. Like, raising kids is a very involving thing. And it's a nuanced thing. And you have to know which ones to push and which ones to just let them be themselves, which ones to support, which ones to encourage, and how to encourage and how to instill discipline, how to show them how important it is to feel the pain of loss and to feel like failure and to understand that this doesn't make you a bad person. These are just the lessons of life and the energy that comes with doing something well and throwing yourself into something and finding success versus half-assing your existence and feeling filled with misery and regret. And that's a difficult thing when you're sleeping on silk sheets. That was like what Marvin Hagler used to talk about. Like, it's hard to get up in the morning and run when you're sleeping in silk sheets. He was talking about the pull of as you become successful, boxers get softer. And it's because they start getting rich, and then, just chill a little bit. Well, if you have a son then, and the son's growing up rich and you're chill, like, fuck, man. Like, you want to make a conqueror? You want to make a champion fighter? Give them a rough childhood. I don't think you should do it. You definitely shouldn't be mean to your kid just so that they can be a badass fighter.
Well, I think it's also, there's probably a balance you can hit, but a lot of these folks, because they had nothing, they want to spoil their kids. They go too far in the other direction. So it's like harder to be a strict parent, I think.
Mitzi Shore used to ignore Paulie just to make him funnier. She talked about it.
Yeah.
She talked about ignoring him when he was crying. Yeah, it'll make him funny. She was right.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
But it's like, to do that, if you're a conqueror and you came up from shooting your brother with a bow and arrow and then raising an army to take back your wife and then you have children, and your children are born when you're 40. You know, and you've got this insane empire that's like one of the most spectacular and impressive military accomplishments. If you just look at it in terms of just like the sheer numbers of human beings they sent into the reincarnation cycle, like it's fucking, it's a crazy number, man. They killed somewhere between, I think the estimates are 50 to 60 million people over the course of his lifetime. 10% of the population of Earth.
Yeah, and they, how? By like
brutal
direct
one-on-one contact. Bows and arrows, fire, catapults, swords, spears, trampled.
And through all of that, it doesn't seem like power corrupted the guy. So he was big on unmarked grave. No statues were allowed to be made of him. No paintings. No anything.
Not just that, they killed everybody that was involved in it.
Yeah.
The people that went to bury him, another group came out to kill them. And then another group came out to kill the people that killed them. So they came in 3 waves so that no one would have any idea where Genghis Khan is buried. And we still don't know.